Today I wanted to share about something that happened to me on the weekend that was a little scary, and I just kind of wanted to bring it up in a video and number one, find out if anyone else has ever had this happen to them, and number two, just kind of make you aware if you haven't, because it didn't really cross my mind before. So Friday evening, I opened up a fresh bag of hay for Charlie, and I was fine. Everything was okay. I was cleaning his litter box. I opened the bag up. I pulled out fresh hay, put it in his litter box. And at that same time, my husband had walked in the door and said, "What is going on? What is that smell? It's really strong in here." And he's very sensitive to hay. And in fact, so am I. I'm actually allergic to everything. So I know I'm allergic to the pugs. I know I'm allergic to Charlie. I know I'm allergic to the hay. That doesn't change anything for me. But I was like, "What are you talking about? What do you mean?" He's like, "No, I can smell it upstairs. Like this is strong." And I was like, "Okay, well, I don't know." um, and probably about, I want to say 10-15 minutes later, I started coughing, and it continued for about 2 hours. I could not stop coughing. I was having a hard time catching my breath. And I was concerned, but, I was like, there's no way it could be the hay. I mean, it's the same hay I use all the time, same brand. So I thought maybe I was just getting sick, and it, coincidentally happened at the same time as my husband complaining about this hay. So that night, I was wheezing all night. Again, it felt like, someone was sitting on my chest. I was having a hard time breathing, and I did end up falling asleep periodically. And I remember one time waking up and I was hearing these horrific noises, and I sleep with 3 pugs. So there's a lot of snoring. There's a lot of crazy noises. But this noise really freaked me out and woke me up right away. And in my head, I was like, as soon as I woke up, I was like, "Oh my gosh, who is making that noise?" Turned out it was me. And as much as I suffer from allergies year round, I don't make those kind of noises, and I don't have asthma. So that happening just really freaked me out. I was pretty much, again, like I said, up all night, and I had to sit upright for most of it. And I took Halls, I took Buckley's, I was taking things to help react, and I was trying to, calm everything down. And it wasn't until about mid-morning where I finally felt a lot better. And then I came down to feed Charlie and clean his litter box and give him his fresh hay. And so, not thinking about it, didn't think it was tied together, I opened up the bag of hay, I pulled it out, and this time it was within 5 minutes. Within 5 minutes, I was having that breathing issue. And again, it wasn't like I wasn't thinking about it. I was just doing what I do for him. And I instantly knew, no, there's no question. This is the hay. My husband was absolutely right. Yes, you were right. Okay. So I had booked a walk-in clinic appointment, and Saturday afternoon, he drove me to the walk-in clinic, and I am now on a puffer, nasal spray, and heavy-duty allergy medication. And I feel a lot better. I'm struggling a little bit right now, but I kind of wanted to just, make people aware. First off, I know for a fact, as most of us do, that a lot of people end up giving up their bunnies because they found out that they were allergic to hay, or their kids were allergic to hay, or somebody in the family is allergic to hay. That's a big one. I probably don't know anyone that isn't actually allergic to hay, but I think it's just a matter of tolerance and what your body can handle and whether you're willing to, take meds to suck it up if you can. I mean, I understand that there's certainly times when it doesn't matter what you do. If you're that severely allergic to hay, there's a problem. Like, you should not get a rabbit. So that kind of awareness. So if you're thinking about getting a rabbit, you may want to, I don't know, expose yourself to hay, buy some bags of hay. I don't know, put it around the house, do something, be creative, figure out how you're going to react to it. And also know that certain times of year, that you may be more susceptible to an allergic reaction. So, it's coming into fall. There's ragweed, I think it is, that is causing a lot of allergies for people. And one person I know from my local shelter had mentioned that, there could have been a microscopic mold in the hay, because the hay looked fine, but you don't necessarily always see those kind of organisms, and that could have triggered this. And I actually kind of feel like that may have very well been the case. So I suffer from allergies. Certain times of the year is way worse for me, and this exposure to whatever was in this hay was the worst experience I've ever had for some sort of allergic reaction. I've never had an issue breathing like that, and it was scary. So if you're thinking about getting rabbits, you might want to find out how much you react to hay, and know that certain times of year or certain batches of hay you may react worse. And for the people that do have rabbits and hay isn't an issue, or is not big enough of an issue for you to be concerned, just letting you know that this happened to me and it was not a concern of mine. I knew I was allergic to hay, but I usually just sneeze a little bit after I pull it out of the bag. And then after that, once it's settled, even when he's wrestling in his hay, it never really bothers me. I have an air purifier in his room, and I have a air purifier for the rest of the house. So, that's always going, except for when I'm recording videos, or else you wouldn't be able to hear me. Does it change anything with Charlie and I? No. The only thing it has changed is I did change his hay. Obviously, I wasn't giving him that, continuing with that, because here's another thing. We can have respiratory issues, and rabbits are prone to respiratory issues as well. And I have 3 pugs, which, if anyone knows what a pug is, they know that they're very prone to respiratory issues. They're basically born with it. So, it's a concern. Plus, obviously, my partner, have to think about him too. He didn't have any kind of reaction, thank goodness. So that was good, but he wasn't hanging out in this particular room. But still, the fact that, he could smell it and it was just so different from any other time, that really should have been my tip off there. And so I just wanted to make you aware of, maybe, just keeping that mindfulness, take care of yourself so that you can take care of your little guys, and to maybe think about when you're opening that fresh bag of hay, especially certain season changes, maybe put on like a mask, or maybe just see how you react before you continue on with your routine, because I certainly don't want people to go through this. Anyways, let me know in the comments if something like this has ever happened to you, and or what you think of what just happened to me.